my dear students and all my friends. I hope all of you are doing very well. I'm Simple Batra back from Simple Digital School today with another lecture on Management Information Systems or Information Systems Management. As we know, last lecture में, which was lecture 13, we have already covered the concept of system. System development का part 1. आज हम बात करेंगे types of systems. So let's start with today's session. Our today's topic is system development ka part 2, that is types of systems. This is also in a syllabus of system analysis and designing, which is the subject of MCA, MBA and many other courses also. In the last video we had seen what are systems, elements of the systems, characteristics of the systems. You can find the same video link in the description box also. Complete playlist मिलेगी आपको. Why we need to study systems in the subject Management Information Systems? This we must understand first. So the concept of systems play a very essential and defining role in Management Information Systems. You can see here it is clearly written essential and defining role. Now see, एक बहुत ही important role play करता है systems हमारे management information system subject में. You can see the word systems is there at the end of management information systems because we need to manage the information of a particular organization through a automated system. That is why systems play a very vital and defining role in management information systems. So it can be called as the backbone of a management information system. So without a system, a management information system cannot even exist. That is why we call it a backbone of a management information system. Now when we talk about a system, हमने last lecture में भी इस चीज को समझा था कि system is made up of multiple components which are the essential elements of a system and which actually are interacting, which are interdependent and which are interrelated with each other, right? And they work for a common goal, correct? So we know that a system is a regularly interacting, interdependent, interrelated group of components working to achieve a common goal. A system which manages the information of all levels of management of an organization is MIS. It is important. All levels of management of an organization is called as Management Information System. Within an organization, 3 levels of management are important. You can see कि हमारे पास management के level कितने हैं? 3. और उन तीनों levels of management की information को जो manage करता है वो system within the organization is Management Information System. That is why we are studying systems in MIS. So a complete understanding of system components, system definition, system design and system implementation is very important for the development of an information system. So, when we are developing any management information system for any particular organization or any particular company, सबसे important है उसके system components, then उस system को define करना, then उस system को design करना, and then lastly the system implementation. And this will be possible only when we have a complete understanding of the system which is to be developed or which is to be computerized as per the need of a particular organization, its different level of management, its customers, interacting components which can be external or the environment with which the company is dealing. Right? That is why we are studying systems topic in the subject MIS today. So, now jumping to what are the types of systems. We have 7 types of systems in general which we'll be studying today. So, the first one is physical and abstract systems. They are basically opposite to each other also. That is why we have written like physical and abstract. Open and closed systems, adaptive and non-adaptive systems, permanent and temporary systems, then natural and manufactured systems, social, human machine and machine systems. This is another category. Social, human, machine system and man-made information systems. These are the information systems which are developed by the man basically. So we'll see one by one each one of them quickly. So the first type of systems, physical and abstract systems. फिजिकल सिस्टम्स क्या है? जो कि टैंजिबल एंटिटीज हैं बेसिकली. वो सब फिजिकल एंटिटीज विच आर एग्जिस्टिंग इन द रियल वर्ल्ड. दे आर द टैंजिबल एंटिटीज विच कैन बी टच्ड एंड फेल्ट. नाउ all the physical systems exist in the real world and they can be static or they can be dynamic, means they can be fixed or they can change with the nature, right? Generally the physical systems are concrete, operational, not conceptual only. They are operational, they are not at all conceptual only that we are drawing a particular diagram. It is not like this. It is a concrete, operational, which you can see working actually. For example, parts of a computer center like desk, chair, etc. that makes the operation of the computer possible. In any computer room, if you go, whatever chair, desk, CPU, all hardware, software, physical system of a computer room is called as a complete computer center. They all are static in nature and they can be touched and counted also. So a programmed computer is dynamic. But what is a programmed computer? In a computer, when we have to calculate the table of any particular number, say calculate the table of 2, calculate the table of 5, this is dynamic. I have entered 7, तो 7 का table generate हो गया. I have entered 15, तो 15 का table generate हो गया. That is why it is said the data, programs, output and applications change as per the demand of the user or the priority of the information requests as per the changes. जैसे ही हमने 7 का टेबल बोला तो 7 के अकॉर्डिंग डेटा चेंज हो गया, प्रोग्राम चेंज हो गया. दिस इज व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू कन्वे हियर. और 15 के अकॉर्डिंग अगेन डेटा प्रोग्राम इज चेंज्ड. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज डायनामिक nature of a physical system. Next is abstract system. This is opposite to the physical system. Physical system was concrete, operational. This is conceptual or non-physical. Non-physical entities or conceptual. They may include the formulas, representation of ideas or a model in the real sense. Whatever models you study to portray a certain system's concepts, that is called as abstract system. The model is the presentation of a real or a planned system in which we are simply talking about the model, the represent part, not the insights of it. The use of models make it easier for the analyst to visualize relationships. The basic idea behind abstract system is to visualize the relationships in the system under study. The objective is to point out the significant elements and the key interrelationships of the complex system. So the main idea to implement the abstract systems or to use the abstract systems is to find out the significant elements and the interrelationships of the complex systems, because it is very important to understand these two factors. Next, we have an open or closed system. As we can see, the name in itself is telling many things, but we'll see it in detail now. Open system, which is open to talk to others, which is open to communicate with others, which has many interfaces with its environment, means which can interact with its environment through the multiple interfaces. It permits interaction across its boundary. It can talk across its boundary. It allows to take input from outside the boundary. and also gives output back to the environment. It accepts the input and gives output back to the environment. An information system falls into this category since it must adapt to the changing demands of the user. Any information system will be an open system because then only it will be able to interact with the outside environment maximally and adapt to the changing needs of the demands of the users as well as the demands of the global world of business. Such systems are adaptive in nature, that is, they adapt themselves as per the need. They are dynamic, they change their way of working as per the need. They are self-organizing also because they change as per the environmental changes. A closed system doesn't interact. It doesn't interact with the environment. A closed system is isolated from the environmental influences. Whatever is happening outside the world, outside the boundary of a system, a closed system has no impact of it or influence on it within the system. In reality, a business world, such systems are rare because in the business world, we need to change ourselves as per the dynamic needs, as per the global era. Generally, such systems are not implemented fully. That is why we have said such systems are not completely closed. That is why they are termed as only closed systems. In organizations, applications and computers are invariably open, dynamic systems influenced by the environment. Otherwise, they will not be useful and able to operate in the global level. That in a particular organization, the applications, computers must be open, they must be dynamic systems so that whatever is happening in the outside world environment, they can adapt and make the information system usable and operate at global level. Now third, deterministic and probabilistic system. Deterministic system means which are able to determine whatever next can happen, right? So it operates in a predictable manner. And the interaction between the parts is known with the certainty. Means it can happen, it might happen. This is known before and the interaction between the parts is known with the certainty. For example, two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen always makes water. How the two parts, water के केस में hydrogen and molecule might interact and result into the water. This is known with a certainty here, right? A deterministic system is one in which the next state of the system can be predicted on the basis of its earlier state. The occurrence of events can be determined through the interaction of its parts. Next state can be predicted on the basis of interaction of its parts or the previous event. For example, if we remove the RAM of a computer, it might happen that the system screen will be blank because this is the result of interaction of components of a computer. That if we are taking one part out, RAM we are taking out, then it might happen that the computer screen will become blank because the random access memory is responsible for showing you randomly the data onto the screen. In this particular system, the occurrence of events cannot be predicted. This is totally opposite. The exact output is not known, is always uncertain. There is a level of uncertainty always attached in this particular system. For example, weather forecasting, mail delivery, which is always uncertain. The behavior of such a system can be described in terms of the probability. A certain degree of error is always attached to the prediction of the behavior of the system. Adaptive and non-adaptive systems. Number 4, the name is telling. Adaptive, which can adapt itself as per the need of the environment, as per the need of the change. Non-adaptive, which doesn't change itself at all. The adaptive systems are responsive to the change in the environment. This responsiveness is to improve their performance and to survive. Why the adaptive systems are responsive? So that they can improve their performance anytime, anywhere, and they can survive anytime in any of the conditions. For example, a human being, animal, we are a complete system. A human body is a complete system with the multiple organs inside our body, integrated, interrelated, working together to make us work, make us sustain. Now the non-adaptive system, which is non-responsive to the environment. Completely non-responsive to the environment, which doesn't change itself. For example, a swing machine. It has a fixed functions. Once defined, they will not change. Permanent or temporary system. Now, permanent systems are the systems which are developed for being used permanently. For example, the business policies which are once defined, it becomes the backbone of a business. Or a portal of a university which is once designed, defined and implemented, it will remain same. Temporary system which is made for the specific period of time, and after a task is completed, they are demolished. Specific period. They are made for a specific period, number one, and once the task is completed, they are demolished. For example, a computer converted into server by installing a server program and later remove that server program. In a particular computer lab where you have a 30 systems interconnected, you are making one of the computer as a server by installing a server program on that particular computer. You have used that particular room as a computer lab which is networked, and the server is a one machine. Later on, work is done. 2 घंटे के बाद, you can remove that server program from that particular machine, and that would be converted back into a normal machine. So that is the temporary server which was created. A temporary system which was created for a specific period of time for the 2 hours, and once the task is done, the exam is finished, server is removed from the particular machine. Number 6, natural and manufactured systems. Naturally created systems, solar system, your ecosystem, they are all natural created systems. Manufactured systems, they are the specifically manufactured systems for a particular use. For example, you can see the Delhi Metro Rail, which is developed and created for the ease of all of us, and it saves our time, it makes our travel much more easier. Now the social system is made up of people, where we have a multiple people who are grouped together to do a certain task or for a particular purpose. Say entertainment, it can be like social clubs or the societies. In human machine systems, both the human and machines are involved to perform a particular task. जहाँ पर human beings and machines, they togetherly do a certain work. For example, a computer programming task. Computer is a machine, but the programming is done by a particular programmer. So the programmer is a human being and the machine is a computer. They both are doing in combination human-machine system. Again, machine system is where human interference is neglected. There is no human interference. There is complete machine-based work. All the tasks are performed by the machine. For example, an autonomous robot. The robotics, which is a very, very promising field happening today, is the result of a machine system where totally each and every task is done by a machine only. And last, man-made information systems, which are the actual part of management information system. To manage the data for a particular organization, an interconnected set of information resources where a common goal is direct data control and data management. Now, important point here is data control and data management. In any organization, in any company where we have इंटरकनेक्टेड सेट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन रिसोर्सेज। बहुत सारे इंफॉर्मेशन रिसोर्सेज हैं जो कि इंटरकनेक्टेड हैं। उन सबका कॉमन गोल भी है कि बिजनेस ग्रो करे, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ग्रो करे। तो वहां पर सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट क्या हो जाता है, गोल क्या हो जाता है कि डायरेक्ट डेटा कंट्रोल एंड डेटा मैनेजमेंट। डेटा का कंट्रोल सारा मैनेजर्स के हाथ में रहे और जो डेटा का मैनेजमेंट है वो पूरा का पूरा ऑटोमेटेड हो जाए। इन दिस सिस्टम हार्डवेयर, सॉफ्टवेयर, communication interfaces, data and application programs are all the components which work in an integration and interrelated manner for producing desired information according to the need of the organization. ये एक सिस्टम है, एक मैन मेड इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम जिनमें हार्डवेयर, सॉफ्टवेयर, कम्युनिकेशन इंटरफेसेस, डेटा एंड एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम्स, ये सब वो कंपोनेंट्स हैं जो कि इंटीग्रेट और इंटर रिलेटेड मैनर में काम करेंगे। किस लिए? ताकि एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को डिजायर्ड इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड की जा सके। फॉर्मल इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम, all information management system for top level to the lower level of management in the form of memos or instructions. It is catering the needs of top level and lower level of management. Informal management system, that is for the operational level employees and which solves their day-to-day work and related problems. Now, third one, computer-based system. This system is for managing business on the computer by using the various software packages and applications. All together, the business products and services are managed through the software packages and applications. Data storage, data retrieval and data management all is done on a computer. एक computer-based system है जहां पर डेटा का स्टोर करना, डेटा को रिट्रीव करना मीन्स गिविंग द डेटा टू द यूजर, और डेटा मैनेजमेंट, ये तीनों टास्क कंप्यूटर्स के थ्रू ही होते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ऑटोमेटिक लाइब्रेरी सिस्टम इन विच ऑल द बुक्स आर स्टोर्ड on the computers, books are issued, returned, the records are updated, faculty records are updated, and library staff record is updated totally on a computer based system. Railway reservation system where tickets are booked and each and everything is managed through a automated computer based system. Same as the banking system. You go to Axis Bank today and each and everything is computerized there. Computer based systems are implemented very nicely over there. So we have covered types of systems today in detail. I hope I'm able to come as per the expectations of my students. अगर आपको पसंद आए, do like, share and subscribe the channel. And our next topic will be system development life cycle. So, see you soon back. Till then, bye-bye, take care, stay safe, stay happy.